Hi there, and welcome back, and welcome for the first time if you've not been here before. I came here with such good intentions of not doing this parkland for once, because there's a field over there which I really wanted to go to, and just as I arrived they're spraying it. Now I don't know what they're spraying it with, but I don't want to risk it. They can put some horrible things on these fields, and if you go straight on them after they've done it, not much fun. So I'm going to have to leave it, I think. I might go and try it a bit later, in an hour or two. But meanwhile, it means we're back here. Again, if you haven't been here before, I've been on this pasture loads recently. It is fabulous. There's masses of stuff. I'm in an area at the moment I haven't done very heavily, so we'll see. And I found a couple of quite nice things already, including something not particularly early, but quite unusual in the fact that it's cufflinks, gilded cufflinks, but a pair. You don't often find two of them like that, together still. Don't think they're very old, probably Edwardian, but quite nice. And a sort of Tudorish, slightly earlier perhaps, buckle, and it's got some quite nice indentations on each side. So a couple of bits already, and then this, which is really nice and faint, amongst the cowslips. It's the most beautiful day. I mean, warm suddenly. I love coming here, and you've told me you don't really mind it being a bit samey because it's so pretty, and it really is. Well, that's quite deep, which is a good sign and a bad sign. It's good because it means it's probably early. It's bad because it means it's probably lead. Because at that depth and at that sound with that machine, well, I'm right on top of it. It's just deep. I think it's out. Gosh, it's one of those things I absolutely love. It's a hoop or it's an annular brooch. I think it's the first. I think there's something about them being that shape that really sets off a detector to flagging it up that it's something good. And that's early. I mean, everyone says harness rings, boring. I really like them, and they show a good age. Well, I'm quite pleased with this. If it's what I think it is, it was deep. What's that, 9-10 inches? Didn't sound like that, it was really wispy. I think it's a Cistercius. If it's not a Cistercius, I think it's the next one up, as it were. I called it early because I can see the raised bust, and it's not in bad condition. It's not in the best condition. It's probably someone like, I don't know, is it Nero or Vespasian or someone like that? Not a lot going on the back, I've got to say, but that might clean up. It's got that sort of slightly baldy looking back of the head. Let's not talk too much about baldy hair. I've just suddenly noticed how thin I'm getting on top. I'm getting old. Very worrying. I used to have such good hair. Turn this off. Anyhow, that's a bit of a surprise. I wasn't really expecting this. There are Roman bits and pieces here, but all the way over there usually. So, as I said, not in the best condition, but a really lovely thing to find. On a beautiful, I mean, I'm going to say summer's day, it's boiling. Well, I've no idea what this is. I didn't live dig it. I've just been thinking the reasons why I don't live dig stuff, and it's usually because it's too close to the surface and it's too obvious, and then it turns out to be quite good. It's really, really wispy and faint, and I just want to just get it over and done with because it's probably not very good. And then sometimes, because you think you should live dig it, but you're just too excited to see what it is, so you don't bother either. Anyway, I mean, I don't think this is groundbreaking, but I've never seen anything like it. I can only presume it's a pendant of sorts. It looks to be like a sort of Ottoman, sort of Turkish half moon. It's got somewhere where it would obviously have hung there. That sort of pendanty hanging loop looks a bit Roman to me. The sort of thing that you might expect nail cleaners or something to hang like. But I've never seen anything quite like it. It's really cool. I mean, it's obviously extremely old. I don't think there's any detail on it, and it's slightly convex, but I love it. Really cool, but crikey, I don't know what it is. If anyone can help. And it was deep. Even though it's quite dry, I am digging some deep stuff today. That's really, I mean, I can hardly hear it. And it sounds a bit irony. I'm going to dig that. I mean, that's almost using the force, hearing that. I'm not sure it even came up on the speaker. Let's see, I think it's iron or a false signal. It's a little bit more there. Oh, I think it's iron, but there's something there. We'll see. It's deep iron, I'm sure of it. But it just, sometimes, I'm in the mood for digging these because there's not a lot coming up. And therefore, I'm sort of pitting myself slightly. Well, it's not that deep. Well, 8 or 9 inches. Not stupidly. I still think let's have a listen. Oh, crikey. I don't know if you can even hear that. I can't hear it. I think it's going to be a rusty nail. Well, it's out. Okay, let's have a listen. Yeah, iron. It had to be, didn't it? I don't dig a lot of these. I like to think that I can tell. But on a day like today, when there's not an awful lot, I'm willing to give something like that a bit of a risk. Well, that sounds nice. But too close to the surface. No. I don't think it's going to be a ring pull though. Whatever it is, it's very small. Crikey, very small. That it sure is. Wow, well, that's made up for all the rubbish. It's a tiny hammered coin, absolutely minute, and in really good condition. I think it must be a halfpenny of sorts, or a farthing. Gosh, it is tiny, but in really quite good condition. Very silver. We'll get an idea of that. Look at that tiny little thing. Gosh, that really does. I mean, oh, you just know your machine's working, don't you? I don't know who it is, but we'll get an idea of that from you know where. thedetectinghub.co.uk. There's a warlock there who knows about hammered coins. He can tell you what they are before you even send him photographs of them. But that's really made my day. Wow. I was lucky enough to have gone fishing quite recently, and detecting really is, I mean, it's very obvious to compare it with fishing. I've done it before, but quite often when you're fishing you don't catch anything for a long time, then suddenly there's a hatch of fly or something and everything starts feeding. Well, it's a bit like that with detecting. I've had a very quiet few hours and now it's all sort of happening. I found some quite interesting bits and pieces actually. I'll show you. I mean, nothing groundbreaking, but a very nice buckle. Well, it's a strap end with a buckle on the end. I don't know what this is. It's a bit of very solid bronze shaped in a sort of like a sort of tall pyramid. Looks like it might have been a football stud or something. I don't know about that. Gaming piece possibly, tooth of something. Don't know. That strap end has got some markings on it. But it's all zigzaggy and stuff, so that must be medieval. So suddenly little bits and pieces arriving, and then this, which is a very nice sound. Well, I can see it. Okay, well they're quite nice, these. I think it's a book clasp of sorts. It's got a circular bit in the middle. I think they're sort of late medieval. I'm not exactly sure. Could be medieval. It's got its claspy bit there. That's quite a nice thing. It's all happening suddenly. Quite faint, but the faint ones today aren't very deep. It's been tough going. I've been really spoilt recently. I mean, we've had a fantastic day, Roman, hammered, medieval, all sorts of things. But recently I've been finding such wonderful stuff that anything short of that seems a bit light, but it's just because I've been spoilt. This would be a really good day normally. Well, it is a really good day still. No, it's not very nice. I think it's iron. Well, there's something there, but I just don't think it's... Well, whatever it is, it's there. Oh, well, let's see. Fingers crossed. It's a tiny little buckle. Well, my God. We'll end on that. At whatever it is, 9 inches. It looks to have some silvering on it. Don't think it does though. But what a lovely, lovely little thing. Thank you very much as always for watching, and see you next time.